Hello, everyone. LJ Young back again for another episode of Daddy and My Daddy. How are you guys today? All right, let me bring up my notes. This is going to be a powerful one. So bring up your notepad. Bring out your pad, pen and paper, whatever you want to use to write this down because you're going to need this information. All right. My name is LJ Young, and I am a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them financially see outside what I call the debt matrix. The debt matrix is a box where everybody believes in credit and debt, and they believe in financing depreciating objects, depreciating things. This is a safe place. So if you don't know what depreciation means, that's okay. That's okay. Recognizing these things shows me that you're ready for the next level of thinking. All right. You're ready for change. Depreciation means things that go down in value. According to math, you'll never get financially ahead if you keep financing things that go down in value. Doesn't make any sense. And if it doesn't make mathematical sense, it doesn't make financial sense either. See what I'm saying? See how that works? All right. This will be a place unlike any other. Before I get started, first, I want to thank everybody that emails me. People that tell me I'm doing a great job. Tell me, especially the ones people that say, I just found you. Just to hear it say, I just found you. Well, there are millions upon millions of people out on YouTube, and I'm going to let you know that I appreciate that you found me in this needle in the haystack. I get it. I totally get it. I will be unlike any other, and that's not bragging. I'm not bragging. You know why I'm saying that? Because I'm only using the math my fifth grade teacher taught me, her name was Miss Klingensmith. She taught me in grade school. How come I didn't know to take that same math and apply it to my finances as an adult? It's conditioning. I was born in a debt matrix. For some reason, I don't know why or how, but math doesn't seem to work in the debt matrix. I don't know why, even though math is math. So I want to thank you for those of you that write me, email me, and if you like this channel, please like, subscribe, share. I even put a donation link because I know debt is emotional. Not only is it money, but it's emotional too. So some people are not ready just to jump in what I teach and get and expose all their stuff when it comes to debt. Because a lot of people in debt matrix are just ashamed of the mistakes they've made inside, with years of money inside the debt matrix. But here is a place I do the opposite of everything that you've learned in the debt matrix. If you do the opposite of everybody and everyone in the debt matrix, you'll be rich. This is the place you learn it. You don't, when you come to me, you write me and say, hey man, I've been messing up for years, Linnell. I don't shame you. You know what I let you know? That you are now recognizing something is wrong and you can't seem to ask nobody. You ever notice that? You can't put your finger on it. Everybody who asks they don't have the right answer that you're looking for, yet you don't really know how to ask the right question. I was there. This is how Daddy and My Daddy was born. I didn't have anybody to ask. I had to figure this out myself. You don't even know what questions to ask because you don't even know you're in debt. It's the debt matrix. All right. So thank you. Hit the donation link if you want to. You can donate anything. Just to let me know that you appreciate it. All right. Urban Bros, how you guys doing? You know what? Will and Will. Those guys know. Vegan. You want to learn vegan? Urban Bros BR, Instagram. All the knowledge you need to know. You can tell the guys with passion. Of course, they're making money. It's their business, but it's also their passion. And you can see it. They're not playing around. They're growing their own stuff. I mean, they be doing extreme. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna create a garden in my backyard. I'm not gonna do it. But I still learn. Don't get me wrong. I'm extreme on the debt stuff. Okay, I'm extreme. Those are my bros. They've been here since day one supporting me. I support them too. All right. Now, this is a good one. Grab your pad and pencils. All right, we're going to go down the line. Now, I've created a series. This is episode 6, Life After Debt. And this video is only for people. This is for the people that have made the sacrifice to get out of debt, but yet they still have a mortgage. Okay, this one's for you. You're new to this new financial world. Have you noticed now that you're debt free, you hear everything different. Now you understand that debt is spoken in 2 languages now. Debt and debt free. Now that you're out of debt, you've been only speaking debt when you're in the debt matrix, and you didn't know you were speaking debt. Now that you're out of the debt matrix, you're like, oh crap, I don't even talk like that. Do they know they're talking like that? No, they don't, because they don't know how to speak debt free. They don't even know the language of debt free even exists. This one is for you guys. If you have a mortgage, no, this is, let me say it all the way out. This is for the people, the families, married couples, single people that are debt free. You can jump in this too, but this specific one is for married couples with children with a conventional mortgage only. Conventional mortgage only. And the reason why I say conventional mortgage, because you know the difference between the conventional and the subprime mortgages, okay? I don't really want to go into details about that, all right? Now, before I get started, now if you're a family that are debt-free, but you have a subprime mortgage, mean FHA mortgage, VA mortgage, or conventional 97. I know the word conventional is in there. Doesn't mean anything. Conventional 97 mortgage. This is what you have, what you don't know. Let me just, before I get into it. You notice how you're, now that you're debt-free, you have money. And your credit report looks like any other. Doesn't look like the people in the debt matrix credit report, okay? And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, go look at my credit report. Go to Instagram, DebtAintMyDaddy, Facebook, DebtAintMyDaddy. I post my credit report every single month, the entire credit report, not just the credit score. If your credit report, those guys I'm talking to, your credit report looks like that, you walk into the bank. You walk into the bank with money and your credit report, I promise you, the bank will know that you know. Okay, they know. They wouldn't insult you. They will know why you're trying to refinance out of that FHA into a conventional. They will know, no questions asked. They will know that you know. I promise you. They won't even insult you to say, hey, you want to refinance into another? No, they won't do that. I promise you. They will know that you know. Okay. All right, let's go. I'm gonna go down my notes so I don't go. Now, you guys are new to the debt-free world. You're debt-free babies. You still got diapers on along with your children. Metaphorically speaking, of course, right? Now, you gotta, because you were there for most of your life. Now you're debt-free. Now you speak too. Now to test that, so you can see, this is how you test it. If you're at work or on Facebook or whatever you want to think of, right? When you see somebody come to work and say, hey man, I got a brand new car and I got an excellent interest rate and I got the car for, let's just say $35,000, $40,000. I got it on sale at an excellent interest rate. Go up to them and say, hey, you know nobody gets a finance car on sale. Your sale, I mean, you can say it a different way, but I'm just hurrying up. You can say, your sale price, flip to the back of that 72-month paperwork, that's your sale price. And watch their response. They're going to look at you like you're crazy. Yes, I did. And then I want you to notice, see how they don't understand the language of debt-free? They still believe they got that car and they believe they got that car on sale. They cannot hear you. Welcome. Welcome to my world. It's much smaller. 85% of Americans are in debt. 15% of us are debt-free. But I'm only talking to the ones right now, married couples with a mortgage only. All of debt's paid for. Only conventional mortgage. We will get to show you why. Okay, let's go on down. All right. Now, one more thing before I get in. Now, you got to remember, never ever mix feelings with money. Emotions and money do not go together. Math and money are one. The only thing that can separate math and money are feelings. Bust it right open. Boom, gone. Don't make no sense. Math doesn't add up because feelings are in there. And here's a couple examples so you guys can understand what it sounds like when you mix your feelings with your money so you can get a better understanding. How do you feel about 1 plus 1 equaling 2? 2 plus 2 equaling 4, 5 plus 5 equaling 10. How do you feel about that? Does it make you happy, sad, jump for joy? Does it make you upset? Does it ruin your whole day? It doesn't mean anything, right? It's just 2. It's just 4. It's just 10. You can't go, hey, you know what? I know 1 plus 1 equals 2, but I would feel better if 1 plus 1 equaled 3. I'd feel better. Does that make any sense? You would look at me like I'm crazy if I told you that, right? Or here's another example. If I was your boss, you came to get your check, I give you a check, you look at it and it's short. And you say, hey, boss, my check is short. What's up with that? And I turned to you and said, hey, you know, I saw that. I feel really bad about that too. I really feel bad that it's short. How would you respond to that? Would you care about how I felt about it was short? Exactly. That's exactly what happens when you mix feelings. It doesn't make any sense. Don't ever mix your feelings with your money, ever. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm speaking to married couples, because this is the reason why. All right. Now, there's something called phantom income. All right. And the reason why they call it phantom income, well, I don't know for a fact, but it just makes total sense to me. The reason why they call it phantom income, because it's only phantom to those that are in debt. They cannot see it. They cannot mathematically see what I'm about to tell you. It's mathematically impossible for them to see it. And this is the example. Add up all, now you guys are debt free, but you guys already, hopefully you know this mathematical equation. Add up all the savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. Now, people that live in a debt matrix, that number is always going to be a large negative number. They don't realize that. Math will clearly show them that. But it's negative. It's negative. Since it's negative, math doesn't exist. Money doesn't exist for them because they're in a negative. This is what math says. I didn't invent math. Okay, it was here before I was born. It would be here when I'm dead. Math says money doesn't exist for them. So phantom income sure is not. People in debt matrix have no idea phantom income even exists because you can't touch it. Even though they're in a negative, even though they have money in their hand, it's not really there. Math says it's not there. So you try to explain phantom income to them, they're not going to understand you because you're speaking debt free. They can't understand that. All right. Now, let's see. Let me make sure. Okay. So let me make sure this is clear. Tax evasion is illegal. Tax avoidance is legal. Do you understand? Tax evasion is illegal. Illegal. Tax avoidance is legal. Now, if you have not done this, since you're a married couple, okay, the maximum that you can contribute to your 401k is $19,000 a piece. Now you add in your HSA, the health savings account, you add in that too, that's $7,000. Okay. Now add those two together. Okay. That's $26,000. You can take $26,000 off of your annual income, which drops you down in your tax bracket. Okay. The people in the debt matrix cannot afford to do that because they're in debt. Got it? So the majority of the people that say like they make the same amount of money as you, they have to stay high in their tax bracket. You put your money away. Not only one, you put money away for your retirement. That's earning interest. Put money away for your retirement. That's one. Earning interest, that's two. And then you get to drop yourself down in tax bracket. That's three. And with HSA, you pay with full 100% of your dollars. You can take an additional $7,000 off your taxable income. Ooh, boom. The tax saving and the difference between the people that cannot pay and what you pay right here is money in your pocket. That's phantom income. That's real. You understand what I'm saying? And if you're 50, you get to add an additional $6,000. You can add an additional $6,000 to your 401k. But with that, the 401k, The HSA and the additional, that's $32,000 you can take off your taxable income. The difference between the people that cannot and you that are down here, that's money in your pocket. That's phantom income. Now, what I want you to do, what I need to tell you first, I'm not a tax professional. Go see your tax person. I should have said this in the beginning before I got into this. I'm not a tax professional, but I'm giving you the information to write down to take to your tax professional. Now, when you go see it, if you go into a tax professional business, make sure it's a reputable business that don't mess around with fudging the tax laws and trying to get you a little more over here. You don't play none of that. You don't do none of that. This stuff can get you put in prison. You go to a reputable place that goes by the rules. There's no reason. Now that you understand it, life is not really that expensive. You can see that now that you're debt free. Life is not that expensive. There's no reason to be breaking the rules. Not at all. Not at all. You don't even need to know the rules. You need to just go to a place that fully understand them. I don't care their price, as long as they're doing it right. And if you go see an individual, like an individual tax person, this is what you need to do to vet that tax person. Okay. If you see a tax person, ask to see their personal credit report. Their credit report better look like yours. You cannot get a tax person that's in debt, that owes money to the IRS. That's not the person you want to see. You don't mess around with that. There's a reason why they can put you in prison, because it's the backbone of the whole system. Don't mess around. Just a second, I'm looking at my notes here. Now, have you seen the article where Amazon makes billions of dollars, but yet they pay no taxes? You ever notice that? Now, people in the debt matrix, they're upset. You know what they think? They say things like, oh, it's because they're rich. They must know somebody. They just make up all this stuff. Now that you're outside of the debt matrix, I'm only talking to the couples that are debt-free with just a mortgage. We'll get to the reason why I'm saying this. Tax evasion is illegal. Nobody gets a pass. Nobody gets a pass. So you got to look and say, why is that? Why are they not paying tax? There's a reason, because they pay taxes different than the people in debt. They're doing tax avoidance, not tax evasion, tax avoidance. It's legal. If they didn't pay any taxes, they're one of the biggest companies on the globe. You think they're going to get away with tax evasion? No. That's not true. Only people in the debt matrix talk like that. Oh, they get away with it because they're rich. That has nothing to do with nothing. And I'm going to show you in a way that you can do it as a regular person, legally. On this side of the game, we don't mess around with avoiding taxes, breaking the rules. The IRS clearly have the rules laid out. All you got to do is read them. And you don't even got to understand them. You got to know how to pick the right tax person. That's it. I don't know nothing about all the taxes, but I know what to tell the tax person that I want. And when you tell the tax person, you're going to see with this information that I'm sharing with you. And if they're a good tax business, or this person their credit report looks like yours, they will know exactly why you are asking. I promise you, they'll know exactly why you're asking. Okay? So I wrote down a lot of notes. Now, this is how, let me show you. Okay, now pay close attention. You're going to write this down, okay? Now, this is why I'm talking to the married couples with children, all right? Now, imagine, say like you have your house right now, okay? You start an LLC, limited liability company, right? You put that house, you own the LLC. You put that house under the LLC, okay? You rent from yourself. This does two things. It's another step away. So say like somebody came to your house and fell on your property or hurt themselves. People in the debt matrix are so happy because they're in debt. They need money. So they do stupid things like this, right? So they'll sue, but they don't sue you. The house is under the company, so they don't sue you directly. Plus, listen closely, rental income is taxed differently than ordinary income. All right. So now, when your house is under the LLC, there's appreciation and there's depreciation write-offs that you can use against the house. Okay, that taxes that you can write off. Now now on the other side, this is the business side, the house side. Now on the other side, with you and your family, 2 maxed out 401ks, 2 maxed out HSAs, and then the write-offs for the children, which is also bringing you down in your tax bracket over here. Now you're still gonna have some taxes left. You take the write-offs from this and add those two together, it will offset the other ones. You might end up getting a check back from the IRS. Not only will you zero out your taxes from combining the two, you might even get a check back. Now remember, you take this information to your tax person. Just tell them, the way I'm telling you, they'll understand what you're trying to say to them. Because I don't know the details. Don't get me wrong. That's why I'm saying go see your tax professional with this information. They will understand. The right tax person will understand exactly what you're trying to do. And it's legal, 100% legal. We don't do anything illegal here. There's no reason. Once you're out of the debt matrix, you will clearly see the purpose of taxes. And if you pay less taxes than what the majority pay, because they can't afford to do it, nor can they see what I'm telling you. You can share this with anybody. If they're in debt, they won't understand a word I'm saying. It's because they speak debt. You will not only zero out your taxes, you probably going to get a check back. Crazy, huh? I didn't see none of that. I didn't see that when I was in debt. Didn't even see it. Crazy. Now, people in the debt matrix, now that you're out, listen to this. People in the debt matrix have a pattern. They don't know they have a pattern, okay? Because they only speak debt, and you speak debt-free, so you can see it. You can see what they're doing. They believe, the majority of the people in the debt matrix believe that taxes are the very reason why they're staying down or they can't get ahead or whatever. Taxes eating them alive. It's because they're in debt. So what they start doing, start cheating on the taxes, and they're thinking individually. Now I'm teaching you guys that are married with children, you must start thinking collectively. Don't think individually, think collectively. So when the people in the debt matrix believe that it's the taxes, the very taxes that's keeping them down, right? They start cheating the tax system, thinking they're doing something new. They don't realize all the millions of other people in the debt matrix are doing the exact same thing they're doing. They're not doing anything new. IRS audits are not random. They're not random. I'll tell you what happens, okay? Let me give you an example of what happens in the debt matrix. People in debt matrix start cheating on taxes, right? Now there's millions of people. There's millions of people in the United States. They start cheating on their taxes and get away with it for a year. Start digging themselves. Get that show. They start digging themselves. Get away with it. Oh, they didn't say anything this year, so they start adjusting their life as a tax-free life. Get themselves deeper in debt because they believe they have more money because they're not paying the proper amount in taxes. So they keep digging themselves. Keep digging year after year after year until the IRS gets to them, or they're probably just letting them dig themselves. It's because they have a pattern. The people in the debt matrix don't know they have a pattern. So I don't know if the IRS is just watching them dig themselves in to where they get so deep. I don't know. Or they just haven't got to them yet, but they will. Till one day they're so deep in the hole, and then next thing you know, they hear somebody yell at the top of the hole, "Hey, what are you doing?" The person in the debt matrix goes and puts the shovel behind their back like they're doing something. Huh? What? You know you owe us money, right? Huh? Act like they don't know. They probably don't even know what they've done. They don't even know. They can't get themselves out of it. You know you now owe us interest, fees, and penalties now. Huh? Oh, you don't understand what we're saying? Not realizing all the dirt they've dug out, it's all at the top, stacked up high. IRS agent goes, if you don't hear me, I'm gonna scoop all this dirt in there and bury you in that hole, meaning bury you in prison. Oh, okay, okay. Now the IRS own you. You're a slave to the IRS, owing more money than you could have than you would have paid if you just done it legally. Get what I'm saying? And there's no bankrupting IRS. So if you're in a chapter 13 right now and your IRS debt is wrapped up in there, I have no idea why they're putting it in there. That's impossible. I don't know why they do. It's gonna be waiting for you on the other side. They just wait till you bury yourself because you have a pattern. You guys that are you're not part of that stuff anymore. That's the collective. That's the debt matrix. You see, they don't know that. So there's no way, if they're doing that, there's no way they will understand that taxes can help you build wealth because you now think collectively and not individually. Phantom income. Sorry, looking at me. Ask. This is how I can help you guys think more collectively. This is all you got to do. Go to work. Go to work and ask 10 of your friends, hey, have you ever maxed out your 401k? Guarantee you none of them say yes. None of them. How can I say such a prediction? Because I've never done it in my whole entire 40 years of life. I've never even thought about maxing out my 401k. I just knew I just didn't have enough money to do it. Never once did I think, why? Why should I? Never even knew. I was in debt. I was in a debt matrix. Had I known that was guaranteed money. Hey, Sean. Oh, Sean, how you doing, man? Welcome. Had I known, listen collectively. When you invest into the stock market or any other kind of stock, none of that is guaranteed. None of it. Ask your stock person, hey, are any of these investments guaranteed? They're going to tell you no. But if you invest in your 401k, your retirement, you have guaranteed tax savings. That's guaranteed money in your pocket. Guaranteed. I max out all pre-tax retirement options. That's guaranteed money every single year of the millions of people that are in debt that cannot do it. They cannot afford to do it, nor can they see it. See what I'm saying? You're free. You don't even know it. You're free. Now, when you max out all other retirement options, now you have money to play in the stock market. And now you have the knowledge to also pick the right investment person to invest your money. Know how to do it. I keep telling you, it's the simple formula. Ask to see their personal credit report. If they are in debt and don't know the basic savings minus money equals how much money you have in life. If they don't know the basics, they haven't invested in themselves. And if they haven't invested in themselves, you sure better not invest your money with them. They are being controlled by debt. They make debt decisions. Whether they know this or not is 100% irrelevant. You go to a stock person, you go to a tax person that speaks the same language as you. How do you know? You ask to see their personal credit report. It will never lie. Crazy, huh? I would have been a millionaire years ago with a regular job, but that's beside the fact. I don't want to relive it. I cried for many years already. No, not many years. Maybe a year I cried. A millionaire with a regular job. Oh. Besides the point. That's why I created this channel, just to help you so you don't have to spend years doing the same thing I did, man. Gosh. Okay. Next one. Okay. Now that you think collectively, guess what? Now that you're financially free, guess what? Housing prices no longer matter to you. You can live anywhere in the U.S. you choose. New York, Hawaii, it doesn't matter. Now, I know you're thinking, what do you mean housing prices don't matter to me? I'll tell you why. Because as long as there are people that believe they are homeowners while having a mortgage, you can live anywhere you want. All those people usually depend on one job. In 30 years, they sign up for 30-year mortgages. With the information I just shared with you, with all the write-offs and putting the house under the LLC, you can have yours paid off in 7. Yeah, 7. The tax savings, the tax avoidance savings will help you pay off your house. But first of all, you're not even paying regular housing market prices. I'm just talking to the people that currently have a house. If you're looking to buy a house and you did it this way, you'll have it paid off in 7. Even if you do the same thing I did before you even have a house, the same thing I'm telling you, but you put an actual renter in your house, you're debt free. So you don't need none of the rental money. So the depreciation, the taxes, and the rental person that's in your house paying on that house too. The tax saving that would zero out your taxes of your working job, which is money in your pocket. You can throw that to the house if you want to too. That baby will be paid off in 7. And then you can choose to move in that house if you want. Now, since housing market prices no longer matter to you, you're probably wondering how is that? Again, as long as there are millions upon millions of people that believe they're homeowners while having a mortgage, that's great for them. They're not homeowners, they are loan owners. You see what I'm saying? I always say this, them knowing this or not is 100% irrelevant. Don't mix your feelings, don't feel sad for them, because math will clearly show this to them. Math will say, hey, yeah, you owe this to the bank. You couldn't have bought this house without the bank's money until the bank is paid back. That's when you're a homeowner. See what I'm saying? So you just wait for economy crash. One's coming, by the way. I can clearly see it. Hopefully you can clearly see it now that you're at the debt matrix. It's coming. Okay. Job loss, big company closed down, foreclosure, divorce, loss in the family, one spouse. It doesn't matter. Something's going to happen to those people that believe this in a 30-year time span. Nobody can promise that. Nobody can see in the future. You can't. When you sign in for a mortgage, you're promising money that doesn't even exist for 30 years. That's impossible. That's impossible. Nobody can do that. Nobody. You're saying, hey, bank, my money is going to be the same, and I promise you this amount for the next 30 years. As you're a debt-free person, you just sit back and wait. Okay, just got to go. All right. And that's only if they don't refinance once. And that's also only if they have a top rate conventional mortgage. You know how many people out there have FHA mortgages? They will never be a homeowner, ever. If they don't know that, whatever. Doesn't matter if they know that or not. And if you're a person looking at this and saying, oh, that's not true, your feelings are getting involved. At the top, rewind to the top of this video and understand what happens when you involve your feelings with your money. People with FHA, check it out. Conventional mortgage people that are debt-free, they believe the very things that suck them in, they believe those are pluses. Bad credit, no money down, all those things. You step outside the debt matrix, those are all bad things. They don't see what it's for. If I have bad credit, figure out why I have bad credit. No money down, how come I don't have any money down? I've been working all my life, I don't have any money to put down in this house. Why is that? But they don't want to figure that out. The bank is not into teaching the people about money. The bank is into making money. Instead of them coming to trying to get a conventional mortgage and getting turned down, instead of asking the bank, hey, bank, why am I getting turned down? The bank will give you a list of reasons why. Hey, these reasons is why you can't afford. Instead of taking that list and say, hey, I'm not going to come back until I can meet the requirements, they're going to say, okay, forget you, bank. I'm going to go this way. Never stopping to think, How come I can get the same house with an FHA mortgage, but I can't get it with a conventional mortgage? Why is that? They don't even bother. They go into the debt matrix. FHA mortgages are in the debt matrix. That's why you can live anywhere you want. They refinance their houses thinking they're paying off loans, redoing the kitchens. They're not doing anything. That's why they're borrowing the money. They're fixing up the bank's house. Can you imagine? I know this is a little bit off the subject, but can you imagine? The bank is the largest real estate owner in the United States. They own all this property and don't have to maintain nothing. Don't have to upgrade nothing. Don't have to pay taxes on it. Don't have to upgrade the cabinets in the kitchen. The people that have the mortgages do it for them. They don't have to hire contractors. They don't have to follow the state guidelines of filing licenses and fees. They don't have to do none of that. The people with the mortgages do it all for them. They own the house the whole entire time, while the people with the mortgages that live in them walk around calling themselves the homeowners. Now, if you're a conventional mortgage holder, this is what you used to say. If somebody asks you, are you a homeowner? Just say, no, I'm in the middle of paying it, right? But if you follow what I said earlier, put that house under the LLC, you'd say, no, I'm just renting. Just say it like that. Watch the people in the debt matrix talk down to, oh man, the rent's same as the mortgage. They always say this stupid nonsense. Oh, the rent's same as the mortgage. FHA mortgages are new all-time low. Just stupid. You just go, oh no, I'm cool with renting. Don't even. You want to keep your friends. You want to keep your family members in your life. You better shut up. You better be quiet. They don't understand the language of debt-free. They don't understand it. Remember that Charlie Brown? Those of you that can remember that are my age. You remember the teacher in Charlie Brown? That's how they hear you. Only Charlie Brown could understand his teacher. You sound like the teacher to them. Hey, you shouldn't finance cell phones. Hey, you shouldn't ever finance cars, ever. Don't ever do that. You're financing a washer? You're financing a lawnmower? You should never do that. You'll never get financially ahead. They won't even hear you. You try to get into what I'm telling you right now about phantom income. Taxes can help you build wealth. Put the house under an LLC. Rental income is taxed differently than ordinary income. They're not even going to come close. If they're financing a cell phone, this is another thing you can do, right? See somebody with the new iPhone 11 Pro Max in their hands. Ask them this question. Hey, did you pay cash for that phone? They're going to tell you no, but yet they have it in their hand. I want you to look at it while it's in their hand. Nah, man, I didn't pay cash for that. Whatever they say, it doesn't matter. No, I didn't have the money to pay cash for the phone, and then look at it in their hand. You better not say you better not say a word. You better come back to my channel and say, damn, Linnell, how did you know that? I'm not special. I just know math. Miss Klingensmith in my 5th grade class, I used to get gold stars for the math and money games. I used to always win at them games. Always. Why? The debt matrix said math doesn't work in the debt matrix. Sorry. Because they don't speak the language of debt free. They only speak debt. So they'll say something like, oh man, instead of dropping the $1,000 on this phone, I invested in this and that, and not knowing that they live in the negative. If their finances are in the negative, guess what they're doing? They have no choice but to borrow the money indirectly from the bank. So they're indirectly investing from the bank, taking the bank's money, investing in the bank's money. Guess what? That's yet another thing. The bank is investing risk-free. If the person takes the bank's money and loses, they still owe the bank money with interest. That was just, if they would have won in the stock market, that's just gravy for the bank. They don't know, they're just the middleman, whatever. The bank can't lose. Property and investment, risk-free banking. That's all phantom. It's all phantom. Nobody can see it. Only Only people that are not in the debt matrix can see this. What I'm sharing with you, you will win. If you're 18, if you're under 30 hearing me, ooh, wee. You will win at this finance game. This is how you learn the business aspect. And before you cross over to business, this is just the personal stuff I'm telling you about. This is just the personal. This will train you on business. So when you jump into the business, you start your own business, right? You jump into business arena. There's just as many fakers there as it was in the debt matrix. Now you know the fakers out there. And when you jump into business, you'll see the fakers there. All you got to do is same thing. Ask to see their personal credit report. If they're deep in debt and they say like their business is successful, but they're deep in debt, they haven't learned anything. They're still living in the debt matrix. They still haven't learned anything. Still haven't. You better not team up with that person. They're going to treat if you partnered up with the person that's living in a debt matrix in business, they're going to treat your business finances just the same way as their personal finances. How do I know this? Because they know nothing else. This is not a secret. I'm not bragging. I ain't even special. We now see something that this is what I'm sharing. You're you're like a newborn baby over here. I get it. It's going to start coming to you. Everything you're going to be like, oh man, and you're going to get mad for a year or two, but whatever. Get over that nonsense. Get over that. Just be happy that you're over here living free. Life ain't even expensive. You should see that now. Life is not even expensive, but you might still be stuck in survival mode, right? Just like you got to hoard money and say, oh, we can't spend it. No. Always remember, think collectively, not individually. Here's one more so you can understand. You ever hear something like the average is made up of, like the average car payment, right? The average is made up of millions upon millions upon millions of people doing the exact same thing, right? So if the average car payment is $500 and you don't have one, that's $6,000 a year. That's $6,000 a year more you make than the average. Now you start adding car payments, insurance reductions, taxes by adding to your 401k. That's hundreds of thousands of dollars. Do the math yourself. You already sacrificed to come over here. You knew what it took to sacrifice to become debt free. Now you only have a mortgage? Oh man, imagine you pay that house off. This is for the people that when you go to say, like you see a financial person, maybe you're seeing a financial person right now. This is what I want you to look. This is the different way you should look at things, okay? Most of them say, hey, don't pay off your house, invest in this and doing that. They're looking at it wrong. Whatever percentage rate you're paying on your house, guess what? If you pay your house off the way I'm showing you, that's a guaranteed percentage rate in your pocket because you're no longer paying it. They're not making more land. And you're like, oh, what if the market crashes and my house loses value? So what? You own your house. It's going to come back. They're not making more land. If your house goes down in value, guess what else goes down in value? Your taxes go down. See what I'm saying? Your taxes go down. You just ride it out, whatever. All right, it's going to come back. It is going to come back. It always does. It always does. It's going to come back, whatever. Then you tired of it, you sell at the top. If it's low, you just sit on it because you own it. And you're debt free, you can sit on it forever. It doesn't matter. Rent it out, do whatever if you don't have a couple renters in there if you don't have renters for a couple of months, it's not a big deal for you. It's not. If a crash happens, guess what? If the next economy crashes, it's coming soon. I can see it. It's coming. And it crashes for you, now that you're debt free and the economy crashes, it's like Christmas for you. It'll be Christmas. Whatever month it happens, it'll be Christmas. Because you can buy that $1 million house, $500,000 house for a quarter of the price. Remember the 2008 crash? Now think about it this way. If you were debt free with money in the bank and that economic crash happened, ooh, You probably could have bought every house on your block. You know how many people were walking out in their houses because they couldn't afford them in the first place. That's why they were walking out of the house. Nobody did nothing to nobody, right? You could have bought all the houses on your block for a quarter of the price. Ooh, remove your feelings. I know it's sad. I know people get losing their house. They put it all on TV, the children, blah. I get it. I get it. Those are feelings. I guarantee you, even if you told the people, hey, you know what? I can help you prepare just in case of, they're not going to hear you. They're too busy buying cars, financing cars, clothes, watches, the new iPhones. Hey, you got to be like the banks. They don't involve feelings. You buy a house, that's business. It's nothing personal, nothing. Take this information to a professional tax business or professional tax person, a reputable business. Yeah, they're going to cost they might cost some money. They're worth it because they're going to follow the IRS guidelines to make sure if you put a house under LLC, it's going to be done right. It's going to be recognized by the IRS as a rental house, a rental whatever under the guidelines, whatever. You always want to follow the rules. IRS audits are not random. You get your stuff right, the right way. They already know what you're doing. Don't think they don't already know. They're coming knocking on your door because you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing, or you're doing it wrong. Whoever, they're knocking on your door. They're not going to say, hey, we just can't stop by to tell you congratulations, you're doing everything right. No, they're too busy. There's millions of people doing it wrong. There's millions of dollars to be made out in the debt matrix of fines and fees and interest and penalties. See what I'm saying? I want to be the first to welcome you. And if you're watching this video and didn't know anything I'm telling you and amazed by it, reach out to me at DebtAintMyDaddy@gmail.com. Free 30-minute consultation. I'll help you out of anything. Personal finance, I'll give you a plan. You might not even like it, but this is what I want you to focus on. This is what I always tell my clients. If the math is right, you're on the right path. If my math on my calculator matches your math on your calculator, you're on the right path. And if you look at that, if you add up all your savings, add up all your debt, and it's in the negative, and you don't believe it, and you don't believe you're broke, and you don't believe you don't have any money, I'll tell you why you don't believe that. Because you believe you own everything you finance. That's why you don't believe that number. And if you punch the numbers in your calculator yourself, and you still don't believe that negative number, I want you to go to the mirror and ask yourself, how come I don't believe my own math? How come? Say it several times to yourself in the mirror. How come? And I'll tell you that why. Because you're in a debt matrix. You got to get out of the debt matrix. If you ever want to be free, because right now your job's taking advantage of you. Like when you go to work, you're giving up your time for free, stuck in traffic. Everybody's looking at each other, mad, road rage, because nobody wants to be there. Not realizing they're in the very car that's keeping them there on the freeway because they're making car payments. That's why you're on the freeway going to a place you don't even want to go to, accepting things at work that don't take your job. Don't take your job personally if they're taking advantage of you and your time. They're getting the most bang out of their buck. Once you become debt free, it'll even change how you treat your job. And most businesses, that's why they're multi-millionaire businesses, they will recognize something in you that you will know. They will know right away. You don't take, especially if you're good at your job and you don't involve your feelings, and they know they can't take your time away for free. Because when you sign up for a job, you say, hey, I work here for 40 hours a week, 8 to 5, blah, blah, blah. How many people are accepting phone calls, writing emails after work, taking work home? You're not getting paid for any of that. You're doing that on your own. They didn't say you had to do any of that in the contract. Go reread your contract that you signed when you decided to work at that place. They didn't say you had to work. They didn't say you had to accept any and every phone call when they called. They didn't say any of that. No, that's on your own. When you're financially free, you accept none of that. Nope. You won't accept any of that. And you'll tell them, why are you calling me? Hey, we try to, because just because they're managers and they've been doing it for so long, it's just a repetitive thing. So if they call you after hours and they say, hey, you coming to work the next day, and they say, hey, we tried to call you at 7, something was down and the servers were down, whatever, IT people, whatever, right? You say, you try to call me at 7? Then you turn to them and say, why'd you try to call me at 7? I'm up at 5. Why'd you do that? That doesn't make any sense to me. And then you look at them. Why'd you try to call me at 7? You know I'm off at 5, right? Yeah. Then why'd you try to call me at 7? That doesn't make any sense to me. They're not going to be able to say anything. Do you understand? Now you guys understand, the ones that are financially free, the families with only with a mortgage, you understand that time, your time is the most valuable thing on earth. That's at the top of the list. And my list, oh yeah, nobody wastes my time. Nobody. People call me a-holes all the time. Oh man, you're so strict on your time. So what? I don't care how you feel about it. So what? People think because they don't respect their time, you're not supposed to respect your time either. No, no, sir. No. If I get a regular job, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I'm gonna be a monster. The business, whatever business I work for, I'm gonna do an excellent job, and they're gonna know I'm here for business. I'm good at what I do. I'm a virtualization engineer. I'm very good at what I do. That's not even bragging. I'm just good. I'm good. And they'll pay me accordingly because that's what business wants, profits. They're gonna put somebody in there. It's no different than if you owned your own business, you want the person in there that does a good job and they're gonna produce profit. That's period. Nothing else. I don't care if they like me or not, whatever. I mean, I'm a likable person, but whatever. You're gonna be a monster. You guys that are financially free, you probably already noticed the change in your habits at work. You probably didn't really pay attention to it, but you probably look at your job totally different. And if you hated your job already, oh my God, you probably dread driving to work right now, dread walking into the office. The 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 your voice of your boss sounds like a screeching chalkboard to you right now because you don't need to be there anymore. You don't have to be. You have money in the bank. You could take a month off. You know what I suggest? This is just a suggestion. Take a year off. That's what I did. And I didn't do that on purpose. I took a month off and that turned into 2 and then that turned into 3. What that did for me was this: experience what true freedom feels like. It's a double-edged sword. Once you feel this freedom, woo, you're going to figure out any way, every way it's possible to continue with this freedom. I hope this was helpful for many of you. I could go on for hours. Look at my videos. It's always like an hour plus, but I'm going to keep this one, I guess, short because it's under an hour. Those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. Share with your friends. Hit the reminder button. Please subscribe. Please hit the donate link if you love what I do. If you want me to continue what I do, even though I'm not going to stop anyway, you can donate $1, anything. I don't care. And just write a note in there and let me know what I've done for you, no matter how minute. And I like to say this to people so they understand. It's a lot to consume, and debt is very emotional, okay? I can help you start out with baby steps, with your phone bill, cable. Once you start seeing the different cuts, it'll just start spiraling, it'll start rolling, and you'll naturally want to look at the other things that you can stack up and start saving and still feel like don't feel like you're cutting anything. You won't even feel like you're losing on anything, that you're cutting life or something. You know, that's just a myth. That's not true. I will change your life. I'll welcome. There's nothing like this financial freedom. There's nothing like it. I promise you. I have people telling me that all the time. I'm so glad I found you, Linnell. I'm so glad I found you. I make it simple. I don't make it complicated because it's not complicated. It's 5th grade math. And me saying 5th grade math is not calling you stupid. It's saying how easy it is. I've been at this for a minute. The birth of Daddy and my daddy, it just came out of nowhere. Just came out like this video I made today. Just came to me in the middle of the night. I was up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. It just came to me. I got to tell people about this, especially the people that are debt free and don't know what to do. Now what? You know, you get over on the debt free side. Now what? What do I do now? That's it. I'm out. DebtAintMyDaddy@gmail.com. Free 30-minute consultation. You guys have a wonderful day. All right. Have a good one.